Over the weekend, Proud Boys, who themselves are Nazis, just to be clear, if you never heard of the Proud Boys, they are a fascist organization. They allegedly got into a confrontation with quote unquote feds. Because this is the new thing that conservatives are doing, or this new propaganda technique that conservatives are doing to give themselves plausible deniability. They're trying to create distance between themselves and their outright fascists, those groups that proudly wave Nazi flags, those groups that proudly come out and do Hitler's Sieg Heil salute. Conservatives are trying to distance themselves from their more radical elements. And I laugh about that because they all want the same thing. They just have different levels of comfort in public about how they say it or demonstrate it. Well, over the weekend, there was a confrontation at the Oregon City Pride Parade between Proud Boys, who came to protest the Pride Parade, and another group that came to protest the Pride Parade that were initially identified as the neo-Nazi group Rose City Nationalists. Now, later on in the day, there was, of course, what conservatives always do. They find a talking point that their dullards can cling on to and spread. And so the new talking point that came out of it was that Rose City Nationalist neo-Nazi organization, that they were federal agents. That's what they're doing now. And there was a confrontation. Like, these guys actually started fighting each other, and they ripped off the mask of some of the so-called neo-Nazis. And I say so-called neo-Nazis because the Proud Boys themselves are neo-Nazis. They just, again, have to create that plausible deniability so that they can continue to come in public. The Proud Boys and other groups like the Three Percenters, the Oath Keepers, the Boogaloo Boys, they're all the same. They want to be able to operate in public without being called Nazis, even though they have Nazis in their ranks and their ideologies is purely fascism. But I digress.
Back up! Get out of here! Go! You too! Hold on! Go! Get the down! Be gone! Be gone! Go! Racist motherfucker! Casey, you're a dude! You hit me with a weapon, bro? What's up? You say no Go! Go! Get out of here, dude. We're not here. We're not here. You know. Get out of here. Get the out. Go. 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 He didn't talk. I'm gonna time. Calling everybody. Get him. Get him. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Get the out. T-Mask him! T-Mask! Yeah! T-Mask! T-Mask! The way you talked about my T-Mask! Disgusting. You do not talk to people. T-Mask! 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 Take the mask off! You guys aren't taking the T-Mask! T-Mask! You guys aren't taking the streets back, are you? T-Mask! You racist piece of shit! Come on, come here! Oh, okay, guys, let's go back.
The problem with this strategy by conservatives is that the Nazis keep popping up everywhere with their swastika flags, particularly in the Southeast. The state of Florida, every time Ron DeSantis has an event, even before he announced that he was running for president, he was at a Turning Points USA event about a year ago where neo-Nazis showed up with their three different types of flags. They had Confederate flags, they had swastika flags, and they had DeSantis country flags. That wasn't the only time they showed up. They showed up again in front of Disney World with the same flags. And then over the weekend in Cobb County, Georgia, and this one is the real one I wanted to talk about, photographs came out of neo-Nazi protesters, and I say protesters in quotation marks, in front of a synagogue, waving swastika flags. Now, if you go to my timeline or if you look up Cobb County Nazis, you will see the photos of these individuals. And I would just say that none of these individuals could pass the physical exam for the federal, to be a federal agent. None of them. And all of them were completely, just any stereotypical, which I won't give, I'll just conjure them up in your mind. Any stereotypical Southern joke that you can make about, people in the South, especially racist in the South, that's exactly what these people look like. And I only bring that up because I'm really curious, has the standard for being a federal agent, has it fallen so much that, Betty Sue, who I won't discuss her weight because I'm a big guy myself, or Jim Bob, I won't discuss his dental situation because I got to go see a dentist. I haven't been to a dentist since the pandemic began, but I just want you to picture those. Go look at the pictures yourself and make your assessment. It's going to be really hard to blame this on federal agents. The guys in Oregon City that they claim were federal agents, at least they were in shape enough to actually pass the physical exam to be a federal agent. But the people who are out here flying these swastika flags in Georgia, no, they came from right around the woodshed on the backside of Stone Mountain somewhere in the highest concentration of necks that are extremely red. It's going to be hard for them to really continue to pull off this propaganda game of plausible deniability, because some of these quote unquote federal agents waving swastika flags look like they really need to be riding in a hover round, and not because of their age.